Hi and welcome back to Norski TV. I've got an interesting guest coming on to talk about the FA Cup game where we played Chelsea. This guy is a big Chelsea fan. His name is Mr. David Worry. And the last time we spoke was about 5 months ago. But I'm sure when he comes on, you'll see what he looks like. If you do remember him, let's say he's a big Chelsea fan. And yeah, we're going to be looking at all things Arsenal and Chelsea, the way forward, who's going to finish in the top four, and basically maybe look at some transfers. But yeah, we're going to really be talking more about the game on Saturday. And boy, I can't wait to have this chat. So at this point, I'm still waiting for him to come in and connect. I'm going to just hang on 2 seconds. I'm just going to try and see if I can get him to log in and connect. So just bear with me 1 second. Let's just have a look, see where he's at. Take your mic off. Yeah, take your mic off mute.
Right. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We say, man, it's a little technical itch going on there.
Yes, fine. Yeah.
I mean, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Got over the sleepless nights, but yeah, so much better now.
Oh, well, listen, man, welcome to the channel. I think the last time we spoke was about 5 months ago, and I was we done a interesting little debate on the way to church after that 2-2 draw at the bridge. Wow, that was quite an eventful day. We move on 5 months later, and we end up playing each other again in the FA Cup final. And this is really all about talking about what happened on Saturday, and looking forward to talking about your side and where you think they're going to finish. The players that you've got in, the players that you're looking to get in, who's going to finish above, if it's going to be Chelsea or if it's going to be Arsenal. I don't like that laugh. But so we're going to be all talking about that. But really, primarily, this is really about talking about the game on Saturday gone. And it's going to be interesting. So before all of that, I mean, before the lockdown, how you been coping with the lockdown and coming out of the lockdown?
Yeah, no, it was really really challenging, at first, especially with no football. You know. But I think when the football came back on, you kind of got back to normality. I felt that the games initially, the first few games were a bit slow, weren't they? Not a lot of goals, not a lot of chances created. But I think as they started playing more games, started coming thick and fast, then I saw some much better football, and I thought it was quite decent actually. All over the place.
A lot has happened, as I said. There wasn't a lot of football, and then the whole thing of playing, in an empty stadium. I mean, that was really strange.
Yeah.
But, you had you texted me some weeks back and said, watch out for me. And I was, so you want to tell us about that? Remember you were...
Yes. That was the fan cam. Yeah, so it was contacted me, and I think through Twitter. So it was on the Chelsea fan cam for BT Sports. Did a couple of games for those.
Oh, brilliant.
Man City. And also when we beat Leicester. So it seemed like they needed me on the fan cam for every game.
No, that's all right, man. I mean, when you sent me the text and said look out for that, I was like, well, how did you manage that?
Yeah.
Like,
it was good experience.
Some guys from I won't say the name, something sports, just in case we get done. I mean, to get on there and do that, and it was an experience. I managed to record it, so I saw you there.
I was like that. Yeah.
It's a pity that you didn't get on the one for Saturday. Go on.
Yeah, no, thankfully I didn't. That's a good thing.
Interesting enough, Dave. You sent me a text that Saturday morning. And, I just thought, here you go. Dave just being a wind-up merchant, playing mind games with my head, and I immediately sent a text back saying, look, just stop messing about. You're going to win the game. Yeah, what are you doing that for? But Mate, you want to explain why you said that?
Yeah. Looks like my predictions came right. So, no, actually, I had a dream that Arsenal were going to win the FA Cup final, and they were actually going to go into the Europa League and play Europa League football next season. So literally, as soon as
any chance of us winning the league this next season?
Thankfully not. I'm quite. I'm a bit of a dreamer, you see. So so when I had that dream, I kind of felt that, I think it's Arsenal's day.
Yeah.
Texting you, and then of course, what confirmed it was, the lineup, the formation.
That's interesting. And I felt funny enough, I've actually got the lineups here in front of me.
Yeah.
And I mean, Arteta went with a 4-3 formation, exactly the same as Chelsea. And I thought that, possibly they're going to cancel each other out. It's going to be one of these tactical games, and maybe later on as the game goes on, I was kind of thinking more like probably if we do go on and win the game at the time, I was thinking, well, it may go to extra time and then maybe the game would open up a bit. But we'll come to that, the Pulisic goal. But yeah, so both teams, I mean, just looking at our side, we went with Martinez in goal. Yeah. Sorry. And the back three, we had Holding, Luiz, Tierney. In the four, we had Bellerin, Ceballos, Xhaka, Maitland-Niles up front, Pepe on the right, Lacazette down the middle, and Aubameyang on the left. And then for your side, you had Willie in goal. And then your back three was Asper Coletta, if I can say his name, Zuma in the middle, Rudiger on the left. That's the back three. Then in the wing backs, you had James. In the middle, you had Jorginho, Kovacic, and Alonso as the left back, wing back there. And then up front, you had Drew down the middle, Mount on the right, and Pulisic on the left.
Yeah.
So exact formation. So I was just thinking in my head, well, this is going to be a really, two young managers, I mean, both wanted to win a cup. Are they going to go out and be brave, or they're just going to be really, what's the word I'm looking for? Just play things tactically, see how the other team is playing out and that. But then it didn't go as to plan, because the first 10, 15 minutes. Talk to me through that.
No, for me, obviously I already knew that Chelsea won't win the game.
Come on.
Okay. I knew we weren't going to win. But if we're talking about tactics here, and I said this to you as well, when I did message you to say that you guys are going to win, it's just the way we set up. Chelsea, they say 3 at the back. I say it's 5 at the back. I think it's very defensive. Having Reece James and Marcos Alonso as wing backs.
Yeah.
And 3 centre backs in Azpilicueta, Zuma, and Rudiger. I think it was a very defensive setup. And teams like Arsenal, teams like Liverpool, teams with a really, even United did it for us three times this season. It's only we got it right at Wembley, for the semi-final. But if you get teams who have a really good attack, players who are very direct as well, who like running our full-backs and our centre-backs, we struggle massively. And I knew the fact that if we were playing 5 at the back, when we're going forward offensively, we're not going to be that strong. And what's going to happen is Giroud is going to have to hold the ball, but no one's going to be running off from him, because Reece James, what's his name? Sorry, not Reece James. Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Mount just doesn't. He's not the number 10. He's not the out and out, number 10 who could play off that striker, who holds the ball up and then looks for the number 10 run, or who can flick it onto the number 10 and he's not that player. Right. I kind of knew as soon as it gets up to Giroud, it's going to stay there, but it's going to ultimately go back to our own half. And so I just knew that we didn't have an attacking threat. And then again, Pulisic was pretty much our only player that could have changed the game. And as you saw, first 5 minutes, really typical American out the blocks.
Dave, Arsenal, as I said, for the first 5-10 minutes, we was all over the place defensively. It was almost like we hadn't played that system before. And you got to remember, Arteta has had to play that 3 at the back, because we haven't got the players to play the system that he wants to play, which is a 4-3-3. Yeah, we haven't got the players, so he had to play that, and because Luiz is better in a 3, that he's in a four, which, you know, you're going to have to accommodate him. Tierney, for me, you know, does brilliantly in that back three because not only can he play at left back, he can also play as a central defender as well, as part of that back three. Do you know what I mean? So he has to go with what he's got concerning that. So for me, you know, and I think it was much easier for Luis to handle Giroud. Because all right, Pulisic was probably giving Odin a lot of trouble. I wouldn't say we had much trouble on the left-hand side because we was really pushing your guys back. You know, Tierney and Maitland-Niles were literally pushing James and is it Aspen?
Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso.
Oh,
sorry, back. Back. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, but as I said, the first 15 minutes, we was just all over the shop. I thought, oh, here we go, Baku again. So come on, honestly, Dave, when that first goal went in,
I still knew because, you know,
why? I don't get it.
It was way too early, and the thing is also what you've got to understand is Chelsea don't know how to kill off games. So, you know, we at times we have all the chances. I remember even before lockdown, you know, we really used to have so many chances in games, but we just never ever used to kill off teams. And then, you know, they get one attack and then, you know, it was a goal. So I knew it was too early for us to score. So I think if we had scored when we had got into the game and you guys got into the game, then maybe we might have been a little bit more sure at the back. But in that, in the game, you're definitely going to have at least one chance. And against that Chelsea defence, that chance is as good as gold. Do you know what I mean?
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help with the fact that you guys have conceded something like 76 goals.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so what you've got to understand is Frank Lampard has changed that defence, you know, so many more times. You know, you're not going to get a gel from that sort of, you know, defensive change all the time. And I honestly believe that we should have gone with a 4-3-3, you know, because attacking wise, that's our main threat. Yeah. And that's where we, you know, tend to kill off teams because we're able to, you know, have that link-up play between Kovacic, you know, Mount and Pulisic. And then, of course, Giroud's always in the box. But when we can't get the ball in the box, Giroud's just a passenger. And we couldn't do that. You know, we couldn't get the ball in the box other than the first 5 minutes. Even looking at the stats, you guys had more possession, more shots on target. You know, so again, we didn't do enough in the final. And I think the first 5 to 10 minutes, you can't really judge a game, especially in the final, based on the team's performance within that time period. Yeah.
I think for me, when that goal went in, in my head, I went Baku again. And for about 5-10 minutes, I was thinking, oh, here we go. But surprisingly enough, we kind of just sort of got ourselves together. I think it was at the drinks break when the guys went over and Arteta started to really lay into them and sort of get his ideas over to them. And literally, you could see them taking it on board and going back and implementing it. And I think from there on in 20 minutes, the rest of the game.
But I think what it was probably just nerves from you guys. Because you had a lot of players in there that had never really, like, I mean, you got Tierney, you know, Caballos, played in the final for you, and Tierney hadn't played in the final for you as well. So I think you had a couple of guys in there, a little bit inexperienced, hadn't played in a huge game like that. So I think it was just nerves. That's all it was. Because after the drinks break, as you said, you guys were a completely different team. You held the ball better. I think you held the ball probably one of the best I've ever seen Arsenal hold the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Arteta came out and said that it's probably one of the best 30 minutes. Play and if you think about it, I mean, if you think about the games, because our record against the top 6 is absolutely atrocious, and to think we beat Liverpool in a Premier League game, coming from a goal behind, we beat Man City 2-0.
And you won the FA Cup.
Do you know what I mean? Wolves. Do you know what I mean? These are teams that we couldn't, break down. Or when I say break down,
but you know what? 2020 has been a year of surprises. So do you know what I mean? So for that to happen, it doesn't surprise me. Because, we've had the global pandemic, we've had Brexit, we've had Arsenal beating Liverpool, and so I think
I think we're doing one thing, innit? My missus won't be very happy about that. But
well, I'm glad they didn't get 100 points though. That was
Give it all that.
You guys on for that?
The last of it. Do you know what I mean? But listen, look, you give respect where it's due. they were the worthy winners. They were consistent throughout the year. And that's a simple fact. Do you know what I mean? But interesting enough, Dave, I noticed that you left out Kante. Now, what?
Yes.
Yeah. Was he
so
injured or yeah?
I couldn't understand that. I really couldn't. I mean, what are you saving him for? Because we've got Bayern Munich, and they've beaten us 3-0 already. So there's no coming back there. So I don't understand why he rested or saved Kante. It makes no sense. Play the guy. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to play, but if he plays, gets injured, plays 60 minutes, gets injured or gets a knock, we know he's not going to play against Bayern Munich. And to be honest, it doesn't matter if he doesn't play against Bayern, because end of the day, I don't think we've got a chance against them anyway, putting that back. So play him in the final. He's our best player. He's been our most consistent player for the past 3 seasons that we've had him. He's played the guy. He's too good to leave out in a final. And I think he was a bit conscious about making use of all the substitutions, and might have felt that Kante might have been a wasted substitution. But I just think Kante is that good that you can't leave him out in a final.
I mean, there's rumours, and I don't know if you heard about the rumours about a possibility that he could go into Inter Milan. Is that?
Yeah, I don't really agree with that, because apparently Conte is leaving. So that would be quite odd if he was to go there. I think what Kante will do, he'll probably stick out another season and assess where Chelsea are going. Because of course, Lampard said, look, this is a project, he's already seen what Lampard's trying to implement, and that's youth, and that's the next generation, and that's that, expansive football, attacking minded football. So I think he'll stick out another season. But again, if we're not going to win another trophy or battling or challenging for the title, then I can see why he would want to move on. And fair play to him. He is that good. He can walk into any side in the world. He is that good.
Yeah.
He's still the best holding midfielder in the world at the moment. Again, I just felt like it was criminal for Lampard not to start him at all in that final. And for me, my starting lineup, I would have put 4-3-3.
Yeah. Who would that be then? Who would that be? What? So go with the 4-3 system. I mean, we've got an alternative. We have to stick with what we've got.
Yeah. I definitely would have had Caballero in goal.
Yeah.
Kepa's just too suspect at the moment, and I don't think his heart's at the club right now. And then I would have had Reece James right back, Zuma, Rudiger centre back, and Azpilicueta left back. And then I would have had Kante holding with Mount and Kovacic.
Right.
Giroud, Pulisic, and I would have started Pedro. He didn't have 90 in him. What we've got, Loftus-Cheek and Barkley to come on. That's the starting lineup that I would have gone for.
So do you think that would have definitely made a difference?
Oh, massive difference, because they're so.
It's amazing that you called it.
Yeah. Because and you saw possession-wise as well. Most Chelsea-Arsenal games, Chelsea have more possession. In that game, you had more possession. And the final, and that's another thing as well. When we do play the 4-3 system, what I've realised, we do keep the ball better.
Yeah,
we couldn't even.
We saw that throughout the season, because watching. I think, the way these guys keep the ball, not only they keep the ball, they knock it around really quick. Do you know what I mean? They knock it around with purpose. And I think Frank Lampard alluded to the fact that after you got the first goal, it was almost like you just. And because obviously you was playing that system, that 4-3 system. And so he said he started to knock it around like you're playing five-a-side and whatever. And passing it around with no purpose.
That's it. Yeah. So for me, I think it was definitely criminal not to have started Kante, and that made a huge difference. And formation. So tactically, Lampard got it wrong. Formation-wise, tactically got it wrong.
I mean, I've heard a lot of salty Chelsea fans, yeah.
Oh, really?
Listen, I'm only saying what I mean. I'm seeing on the other channels and stuff like that. There's one guy, I won't mention his name. You probably watch Lewis. Right, he was sort of saying that he was blaming the referee. And basically he was saying that the referee was our 12th man. But if you think about it, when we scored that second goal, you still had 11 men on the pitch.
The thing is, right, sometimes challenges what Azpilicueta did on Aubameyang. Sometimes it's not a penalty. I don't think it was that clear cut.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
I don't.
just 1 second, Dave. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Just 1 second, yeah? Oh, just a second.
No, honestly, I'm being brutally honest
Just
with
a second, Dave.
I can see why. Hey, I can see why.
Do you know what this is? It's a cup.
Yeah.
And we won it.
Yeah, let's not talk about the 13-year streak, but yeah.
No, 14.
Yeah.
That right, mate. Now, Dave, no, I'm going to disagree with you here. Are you saying
I'm saying, when you look at that in slow motion, yeah, honestly, Aubameyang did go down very easily. However, wait. However, I can see why the ref gave it. And 2, Azpilicueta should have done better. Period. Yeah? So it was his fault anyway. But some referees might not. I don't think it was that clear cut. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely clear cut. Absolutely clear cut.
Absolutely
clear cut. When he picked up the ball, he had the run on Azpilicueta, and the thing about it, he started to grab his shirt from outside the box. Now, what the pundit said is, if he had let go of Aubameyang, yeah, because he was pushing down on Aubameyang, what would you expect him to do? Come on.
No, I think he actually, when you look at it slow motion,
he had his hand on his shoulder
when he got in the box. Honestly, trust me, he had his hand on his shirt outside of the box. But anyways,
you're starting to sound salty as well, mate.
I'm not that salty. However, I can't really blame the ref. It wasn't a sending off. I mean, we all know that. However, we still had a lot to prove before then. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't turn up.
Right.
You know, I just think that if we'd actually turned up after the second half and really wanted it a little bit more, then and showed a little bit more fight, then maybe, we could have got back into the game. But we didn't even do that.
Well, when you came out second half, yeah? When you came out second half. You can't blame
the ref. You can't.
But when you came out second half, yeah? You did come out with a little bit more purpose. And for the first maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You scored in the 60 whatever minute, innit?
Exactly, yeah. You've got and then we scored, that's what I'm saying, we scored.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll come on to talk about that. It's probably the best, it was probably the best disallowed goal you would ever see. You know what I'm talking about, innit?
Come
on. You know the bro, yeah? Mr. £72 million Pepe! Dave, wait, why are you looking at the distance? Look at me. Don't look in the distance, bro. I know you want him.
It's a waste of money.
What are you talking about is a waste of money? Don't, listen, you look at his assists, yeah, and goals he scored in all games this season.
Who, Matt?
He's got, Pepe.
Yeah.
No,
Pepe.
I'm talking about Pepe.
Oh, sorry, Pepe. No, he's still a waste of money. Look, what you got to understand is, please listen to me properly, please. Yeah?
Hang on a minute. Let me
you cannot. Look. Yeah, drink, please, because all you ask
I need to put some rum in this, man, because
listen, you guys get cast over Pepe having a good game. Listen, Pepe, is supposed to play like that every single game. If you've got that price tag on you...
Hold on. Let me say
you are expected to... He doesn't play like that.
Hey, let me say this. The problem The problem is that Pepe hasn't been able to get a run in the team. All right.
Yeah, because
no, it's not that. It's not that. I don't know what Unai saw it in him in training, and then you had Ljungberg, because even Ljungberg for the 2 games that he had left him out. He actually didn't even have him in the side because he just felt that he wasn't doing enough in training. Yeah, that was the case. But Pepe, right. What I would say about Pepe, the price tag, that's not our fault about the price tag, okay? That's not our fault. Now, the thing about it is that when our owners came out and said, look, this is the time that you guys, this is a reason to be happy, and we're going to be bringing in players. So when I watched him play, and when I saw him in the French league, all right, the French league is not the best league. They call it the Farmers League.
No, but but listen though, he was up against Marcus Alonso. I'm sorry. But my three-leg dog could play better than Marcus Alonso. Yeah, and we'll be able to skill up Marcus Alonso. So please just remember who he was playing against.
So Pepe will come good
He will. However, he's not that young, though. You've got to understand.
What do you mean? Pepe's 22, 23. Isn't he?
Yeah. No.
How old is Pepe? What, 24? He's still young? 24 then?
I feel that at his age, right now...
You think he's reached his peak?
I think he should be playing his best football. And
now?
Right now. I genuinely don't feel that Pepe will reach the heights of the likes of Hazard. Yeah.
Okay.
Neymar.
Well, yeah, all right. Yeah, Neymar, yeah.
No, Neymar, Mbappe.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he would get to that level.
So you think he's reached...
And even Raheem Sterling, I don't think he will get to Sterling's level.
But you think he's reached his ceiling?
I think he has.
You don't think that Arteta can make
than that?
You don't think Arteta can change his game?
I don't think... Pepe needs to be more direct in order to get to them man's level. Yeah? And in order to get to them man's level as well, he needs to be playing with better players around him. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the moment, yeah, it could come. But at the moment, for what I've seen of him, I've just seen sprinkles of brilliance. I'm just not seeing a consistency of brilliance. You know.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I think you know what the problem is. I think it's the price tag. I think it's weighing him down. But I personally think that since under Arteta, you know, I think he's improved a lot. And if you only got to look at his stats in terms of all competition, he's scored like 20 goals. I don't know how many assists he's got. So that's not a bad return. You know, that's not a bad return for someone who we think has reached their ceiling. And at first, I mean, I was like, you know, when the guy started and was playing, I was like, oh boy, this man looks like he's gone down in value. I was valuing him at like 72 pence. And then depending on how good he played, it would be like £7.20. Yeah. It was really, you know, £720. And I mean, I think for that game, you know, it was more of, I don't know. I mean, he did work hard. He's not the sort of player to track back. I think what it is that they don't play to his strengths. That's the problem. Because when he played for, was it Lille? It was Lille, wasn't it?
Lille, yeah.
When he played for Lille, you know, he he used to be more direct person.
Direct, yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I'm finding is that, and I think it's about that mentality of Emery, you know, us playing those sideways ball. You'll pick up the ball and play it sideways or cut back, and you're thinking, just run at them. If you run at them, you can cause damage. The same with Bellerin. Bellerin kind of, you know, if it wasn't for Bellerin, for that the winner, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's debatable whether, I don't know if it was you was saying, or somebody was saying that Bellerin might have been a foul. But I thought it was like a 50-50 ball, and it just came out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
At the end of the day, guys can start claiming little tackles and whatnot. We didn't turn up. You guys were the better team on the day. You played a better football, and you're more clinical in front of goal. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
so, you know, I've got to put my hands up. You know, I knew that formation would not suit us against a team like Arsenal with that in threat. And then again, you know, to add salt on the wound, getting Kovacic sent off, it was just like an added, you know, stress to our space.
And I suppose it doesn't help when you get Asper Coletta going off injured.
Yeah.
You've got Pulisic going off injured.
And then Pedro.
But Pedro is he meant to be leaving on a free?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, ending the game with 9 players, you know, 2-1 down, you know, at a massive Wembley pitch like that, it's
ending the what?
We ended the game with 9 players, didn't we? Because we had used all our subs. You probably were already celebrating by then. That's why. Yeah. So when Pedro got injured, we had won the game. Well,
that's
what I'm saying. It doesn't help.
Against 11, we won the game.
Yeah.
Some people are trying to say it was either down to the referee or down to injuries. I'm not accepting that.
No. I believe Pulisic was a huge factor. If Pulisic
is still on.
Yeah. I think we definitely would have brought Kante on, or maybe Loftus-Cheek, you know, had a little bit more, you know, attacking threat towards our game. So it could have been a little bit more difference in our response to our bad second half spell.
But every team, you know, we all have our bad luck, and it just this year it's Chelsea side. I mean, you know, I've only got to go back to the game, and I believe it might have been the Emirates where, you know, Jorginho should have been sent off.
Oh, what we beat you? Yeah.
And whether you admit that or not, I don't know. I'm still waiting for an apology.
Remember,
Listen, it all balances itself out, and you know.
Yeah. End of the day, you finished. Where did you finish? Ninth,
eighth. Our
Yeah.
worst.
Wait. You finished eighth, but you got FA Cup,
and we're back in the Champions League. And what is actually brilliant about?
And we're back in the Champions League.
Well, yeah. Sorry, we're in Europa. I said Champions League.
You're in Europa. Yeah.
So you know, because if we had missed out, it would have been the first time in 25 years.
Yeah.
So we finished eighth, which is our worst season ever.
Yeah.
But saying all of that, it's our worst season ever. We've won an FA Cup, and we have got back into Europe. All right, those people down the road, they finished sixth and was celebrating. But look what's happened, mate. They now got to play 3 qualifying games. Anyway, let me drink to that. Cheers.
Yeah. Well, they will start next week with those qualifiers. Honestly, they start so early with them.
And all of that, though, Dave. And we have kind of talked extensively about the game, and what I might do is get you to quickly sort of just. I mean, I did a player ratings with another Arsenal friend yesterday. So that look out for that. It should hopefully be today or tomorrow. But what I would like you to do is to give a player rating for the players, your 11 player. I'm not gonna talk about the 3 subs that come on. Just look at the players that you started off with. So if we can have a quick, just give me a quick player rating for each one, and after that, just want to kind of quickly discuss the future in terms of Chelsea. The fact that Frank Lampard was coming out and saying he was having a little bit of a moan, saying about the games season starting too early. What are your thoughts on that? And you know, with the injuries that you've got going into the new season, because that's going to start in nearly 5 weeks' time. So those are some interesting things ahead. But first of all, let me get your player ratings. Starting off with Caballero in goal. What are you going to give him?
Yeah, Willy Caballero. 6. His distribution wasn't too bad, actually.
Right. Could he have done better on any of the goals? Or?
No. I mean, that dink, you know, he did what he could. He made himself look big. You know, you can't really, it was like there. You can't really save that. Yeah.
Okay.
Penalty. Yeah.
All right, then. So we're going to go with a 6 for Caballero. What about Azpilicueta?
Azpilicueta, 5. Just did nothing at all. Gave away a penalty, and I'm being generous only because he's got. You know what I mean? And he's the captain.
Yeah, and he cried when he went off.
Yeah. Well, Torreira cried last year when we. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, get that one in, didn't you? All right, let's move on swiftly. Zuma.
Yeah. Zuma was even playing. Jeez. What the ghost that Aubameyang ran round? Okay, yeah. 4.
That's quite generous.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't. Yeah, he was barely there.
Okay. What about Rudiger?
Rudiger 3. Awful performance.
Wow.
The thing about Rudiger, what I don't understand is, you know, he came as a mediocre centre back. You know, when we were in a stage of kind of rebuilding, he worked his way up. You know, I believe he was our strongest centre back and got to a good standard. I wouldn't say world class, but I'll call him a good defender.
Yeah, and you really missed him. I mean, I remember one season where he was injured and everybody was like, God, bring him back.
Early in the season. Yeah. Came back, had a couple of decent games. And since lockdown, awful. And he's gone back to that mediocre player again.
You're giving him a 3, yeah?
3, yeah.
Okay, then let's move over to the wing back, James.
Reece James, you know what? He's young, he's energetic, he's strong. I liked his performance on Saturday. I didn't think he did anything wrong, personally. No, right. I'll give him 7. Yeah.
It's 7. Jorginho?
5. Just too much, yeah.
And, you know, just quickly, I was really worried about Jorginho and Kovacic because I thought that I was saying in my head, and I might have even said it, is that if it was all about the midfield battle, and if we lose that and we don't get control of that, then I would probably see Chelsea going on. So I was actually really surprised that we muscled it away from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Xhaka, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw that.
But I think Dani Ceballos for us, he started to control.
Yeah.
Middle, you know what I mean? So you're giving Jorginho a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, what about Kovacic?
I'll give him a 6. He played decent.
Even though he got sent off?
Yeah, no, honestly, he did. Come on, Oh man, no, he played decent.
Oh, Saka! Poor foot, man. Nearly hurt his invisible metatarsus.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.
All right, okay. Alonso, Mr.
Yeah,
Long tongue, Alonso. No, it wasn't. No, he's not the long tongue, is it? It's my man, is it? Yeah, but he's holding out his tongue in the last game, Joker.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. We'll give him a 4. Alonso,
okay.
very poor.
Wow.
Very
poor. What about Mason? What about Mason Mount?
He put himself about 6, only because he put himself about. Didn't really do much again, but I mean,
yeah. And Giroud?
5. He was really poor, poor.
Yeah. I mean, I was concerned and a bit worried, that he was gonna have the better of us because he has this knack of scoring against us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Luis dealt with him really fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd just like to thank you, Giroud. And last of all, Pulisic,
a 7. I mean,
probably your best player.
Yeah. He was playing well, scored a goal, creating chances, and every time he had the ball, running at players, he looked like we were going to create something. So yeah, shame that he got injured. I just hope that it's not a long-term injury and he's back by 5 weeks' time.
Because that's coming really soon. Interesting enough, I just want to hear your ratings for Lampard.
As a manager, what, overall or for
No, for that particular game.
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I've never rated a manager before. I think tactically he got it wrong. Formation-wise, he got it wrong. And then he couldn't do anything with the substitutions. So I think he shot himself in the foot. So I'd say a 5, Yeah. Because again, he couldn't. What another thing is, he couldn't motivate the players when it was 1-1. The game hadn't been lost then, but we were playing as if we had. Like I said, after your equaliser, for about 15 minutes straight, it was just Arsenal. It was relentless. Yeah. And, in a period of a game, in a final, you shouldn't have the opposition
doing that. Yeah. I was really surprised. I was surprised, but I was just really buzzing.
Yeah, 5-minute spell, I can understand, but not a 15-minute spell, nah. Yeah, 5.
Well, that interested us leads on. So thanks for the ratings on that. That interested leads on to the next stage, and that's really about the new season coming, which is too far. And, in terms of Arsenal, I'm hearing that we're going to be going back in pre-season in 2 weeks' time.
Well, yeah, because end of the day, you don't have Europa League.
Don't you think that? Because we've been playing games same as Chelsea every 2-3 days. Do you think it's too early?
No. What you got to look at is these players get paid very healthily. Yeah. They're on very, very good weekly wage salaries. Everything's covered for them as well. They've got dietitian, nutritionist. Do you know what I mean? They've got everything they need. Modern day football. You are living a life of luxury. Also, we're in lockdown for 3 months solid. So I think that 3-month break.
But would you say that was a break? Because psychologically and mentally, they should have been playing those times. So it wasn't like they went on holiday or anything, because most of the time they were at home. They would have had to sign on to.
But end of the day, you've been working
body-wise, physically.
No, I get it. You've been working throughout the pandemic. I couldn't stop working throughout the pandemic. I've been working from home as well. Personally, I think that 3 months when you're not, going out onto the field, kicking a ball around and training and stuff like that. I think that's more than enough holiday time that you need throughout the year, especially on the healthy wage packages that they're on. So I really don't.
But you know what I'll say, Dave, and I hear your point. I think it's just that maybe when you look at, like, say, especially Man City, because you can see their strength and depth, right? Because they've probably got 2, top 11, 22 squad. And I think one of the things is Arsenal, we're guilty of it. We probably got a good first 11. Haven't got a strength and depth. Chelsea are probably going towards that. But as I said, it doesn't really help with the injuries that you've just sort of picked up at the moment. There's uncertainty with Willian. don't know what's happening with that. I mean, all right. I
Well,
know
it looks like you guys have given them a 3-year bid.
that's what we're talking about. I did do a transfer daily today or yesterday and spoke about that it could be imminent. And I think I'm saying 90% that is.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal. Yeah.
I mean, you know, some people. My personal thing, I think he'd be a good squad player. He's got experience. As long as he doesn't stop the progression of like our youngsters coming through. So what we'd have is a good healthy balance. And I think what would help is if we could get him in, it would give us more strength and depth in terms of you know. So like if I was to bring him in off the bench, I'm not gonna go, oh my God, he's got experience playing in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect him to play week in week out unless he proves himself. Because you just don't know. And his figures haven't been too bad for you guys this season.
Yeah. He's had one of the better seasons over the past 3 years, I would say.
But you don't mind him going?
I wouldn't want him to go directly to Arsenal, of course not. But
I'm glad I got that out of you.
if it means we're going to get, you know, a younger, you know, more expansive winger, all for it.
Anybody particularly that who you looking at the moment? Because I know who have you got at the moment that you've signed. You've signed Ziyech, which is a very good player.
Yeah, so we've got Ziyech, we've got Timo Werner, and
you're looking for the what's happening?
Yeah, I think that's going to go through 70 million.
Yeah,
he's probably being rated as like the best young player currently in the world right now.
Right.
And you know, I don't know if you've seen any of the German league, and this is not me being biased at all, but when they restarted, I think out of everyone in that league, he was the only player that really impressed me. Like, he's that good. So I think.
What about goalkeeping situation?
Yeah. I mean, Kepa's got to go. From what I would do, I would loan Kepa for the next season at a club where he would actually play, every game, unless he gets dropped, and then assess the situation there. But in the meantime, keep Caballero as number 2.
He's on a lot of money, you know, wages-wise. He's on a lot of money, you know.
Well, yeah. But I mean, hopefully he can go to a club where they can obviously afford his wages. And then I don't know. We're talking about.
You wouldn't let him go completely. You would put him on
loan.
Not
completely. No. I'll put him on loan. I'll put him on loan just to assess the situation. Just to assess, because when you make such an investment like that, you know, you've got to see ROI, return of investment, and I think we could get something out of him. Again, if he goes on loan, right, and impresses, and we still don't want to keep him, then his value
goes up.
Because if we were to sell it now, we'll lose out massively. You know, we're going to be at a huge loss. You know, and
who are the goalkeepers you're looking at?
Well, I like Anana. I think he's Oblak as well for Atletico, but I think he might be quite difficult to his contract, his ties, and what
money. He's going to work. Oh, he's going to work.
Yeah. But I think I like Anana at Ajax. I think he's a very good keeper.
I heard. I think there was somebody else that was linked with him. I know Chelsea was linked with him, but it was another club, another English club that was linked with him. But I can't remember who it was.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. But I know Chelsea definitely. But I'm sure there was another club looking at him as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who was it? I can't even remember now. Can't remember who it was though. But but you're. I mean, in terms of what you're spending, I mean, you're kind of shopping in Arrows at the moment.
Yeah.
And
we've got all that hazard money still, and obviously we had a transfer ban.
So you've got money just sitting there.
Yeah, literally. So I don't know who else he wants, but of course if we've got rid of Pedro, and if we're going to get rid of Willian, I'm sure there's going to be an extra winger. That he's going to probably maybe someone young.
Defense. Okay, let's go to the defense now because I think that needs to really addressing. Who would you let go in the defense?
Who would I let go?
Yeah.
Or who wouldn't I let go?
Who would you let go in order to bring in a decent?
Pretty much all of them. All of them can go. Yeah.
But Dave, that's unrealistic.
They are awful, honestly. Defensively, they cannot defend.
All right then. All right. Now, scenario here, right? Now,
I've seen more defending.
Arsenal wearing that same
Tesco's. I've seen more defended in Tesco's over baskets, honestly. Yeah. So please don't get me started.
I always use this phrase. Our defense is like a chocolate fire guard.
Honestly.
But I mean, we're probably in the same sort of situation with
Yeah.
our defence as well. We've got Pablo Mari, who's injured at the moment. He's a left-footed centre-back. Big guy, not the passive, but he knows how to read the game. He's injured. He's out injured. Then we've got the notoriable Mr. Louis, Agent Louis.
Oh, Agent Louis, yeah.
You know, or Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You just don't know what you're going to get with that guy. You know, he signed a 1-year extension. Then you've got Mustafi, who's injured. Holding, Chambers. So we've got, I mean, we've got Mavropanos, who's out on loan, but I think he's likely to go to Nuremberg. I think that's who he's going to probably be signed with. It's some German club, just a German club, but I think we need to get him off the books. I don't think he's good enough. But we've got a whole wealth of centre-backs that are just not good enough. I mean, we've got William Saliba coming in, and we have been...
Got Holding, innit? Holding, yeah.
Holding... I think personally he should go on loan. I think he should go on loan. I mean, you know, he's not the quickest, and I saw that against you guys on Saturday. You know, and I'm not saying that Pulisic is tricky, he's quick, and to keep coming up consistent, you have to be good, and you have to either be able to read the game. And I don't think Holding reads the game properly. Do you know what I mean? I think Mertesacker, even though Mertesacker is even slower. Mertesacker knows how to read the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he had the kind of brain of Mertesacker, then maybe I'd think differently. So I think he could go on loan. But we're linked with a couple of defenders ourselves. There's a guy called Gabriel who plays for, is it Lille? Yeah, I think it's Lille. 22 years old, guy for about 30 million euros. So, you know, we're leading the race at the moment, I believe. Man United are interested in him as well. And there's this other guy from Nice. I can't remember, Mangalin Sarr or something Sarr. I think he's going on a free. He's 22. I'm thinking, wow. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know, but he you know, he's strong, he's quick. Because I think, personally speaking, you need someone that's going to have experience to play alongside Saliba. You know, Saliba's a big unit. I don't know if you've seen him. He's 6'3", big unit, quick. Really just the ball. But listen, it's all right saying all of that, but when you come into the Premier League, mate, you'll find out very quick.
Ball game.
Game, mate. So, you know what I mean? So I just think that if we get the right defenders in, it's for us right now, it's a building process. You know, it's a slow building process. We just got to get the right players in the right position. And I think maybe, you know, when we went for Pepe, we maybe didn't really need him at that point. And we could have spent that money on a decent defender rather than spending 72 million you know, putting it outlay on Pepe. But it's happened, and we just got to just go on with that. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to be spending, you know, good to get some decent defenders. You're not going to be able to let go of everyone. But if so, out of the
all right, yeah. So
who would you keep and who would you let go? Because you're not going to let go of all of them.
No, I'll let go of Christensen.
Oh yeah. Is it Christensen is the one that's got some special?
Yeah, with his dad. Honestly, he's so. So he's got some sort of agreement. So his dad signed this agreement.
Signed his way.
Yeah, literally. And he has to play like a certain amount of games as well. See, it's all embedded.
Okay, good. Okay, what Christensen? Who else?
And Alonso, straight up.
Okay.
It seems as if we're going to loan Emerson or sell and then keep Alonso as a backup and then probably get Ben Chilwell.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Yes.
That's probably what's going to happen. However, what I would do, I would sell Alonso, Emerson as the number 2 left back.
And Chilwell as the number 1.
Well, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So you would keep Rudiger and Zuma.
Keep Rudiger, Zuma, Tomori. I think Tomori is good. You know,
that's another thing. I heard that he could be going on loan or possibly sold.
Yeah, but it looks like he might go on loan.
I was impressed with him when I saw him.
Impressed. Yeah, I don't know what's happened in the background. I don't know. Training is not putting enough work in. It could be that. Do you know what I mean? But it seems like obviously he'll be on loan. But I think if we can get someone like Koulibaly, for me, I've been saying it for years. Koulibaly at that Chelsea defence would, you know, help massively. We need a big presence who's quick, who's strong, who's.
I mean, listen, Dave. I think this. I mean, as much as we got the pandemic and everything, and a lot of clubs. I mean, all right, okay, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. I think, and even Man United, they're going to be able to just go, yeah, here's the money kind of thing. But I still think that they're not going to just go out mad and crazy about the whole thing. I think what they'll probably do is look at doing these like unique deals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, they're not just going to go out there and say, right, I'm going to be, you know, taken for ransom, or you're going to take ransom money off me, or nothing like that. So I think when they do go into these deals, they are going to approach it, you know, quite cautiously. Do you know what I mean? And try and get the best. Try and get the best. But yeah, and so okay, so this guy, your striker guy from from Germany, what's his name again?
Yeah, Timo Werner. Yeah.
Right. So Giroud, is he going to stick around?
No, Giroud will stick around. We've given him another year extension.
Okay, so that's why
probably go on loan, and I think Tammy should go on loan to another Premier League club. Because personally, I'll rather play Timo Werner up top than on the wing. But he can play on the wing as well. But I think if you've got Pulisic on the left, Ziyech on the right, Havertz just behind the striker, have Timo Werner up there, honestly.
Is he quite a big player?
He's 6'1", so he's not too big, but
not too big, but he knows how his every attributes, heading.
Yeah,
dribbling,
he's got it. Heading, dribbling, take penalties as well. Yeah, so I think he's gonna be definitely one to watch out for. And then again, like I was saying, if we can get Havertz, then that would be ideal.
That would probably complete the thingy.
That would, yeah.
I think the key thing is you may have the attacking threat, and I think where your downfall is this that I spoke about earlier on, is that the fact that you have conceded 76 goals.
Yeah, and that's probably worse. I mean, we used to go in seasons where we just conceded 15 goals, you know?
Wow. Wow!
Yeah. So that shows you the massive difference.
Yeah, you're gonna need to sort that defense out and sort it out. Yeah. Have you conceded more goals than us?
Yeah, I must have. Yeah, sure. 76. Yeah.
I think for us now, I think for Arsenal, I think we can see progression under Arteta. Slow progression, but I'm loving it, what I'm seeing. And I think if he gets the right players in and he can work with those players and gets obviously the backing from the board, but I think with our sort of transfer policy, it's all going to rely on getting rid of, you know, surplus players. Ozil, we're not going to be able to get. We're going to have to keep him for another year. Yeah. £350,000 a week. I worked out that he earns £24 million a year, David. £24 million a year, bro.
And he doesn't even play.
And the man doesn't even play. He's at home playing Fortnite, bro. Getting new skins.
He's doing the floss.
He's doing the floss. Oh, jeez. But yeah. So you've got Ian. You've got we're hoping. Well, I think we will end up getting rid of Mkhitaryan, who's on £200,000 a week.
I forgot about him. Wow.
Yeah, he's on loan to Roma, but I think we're trying to buy him at the contract, just get rid of him. Yeah, because I think if we do that, then we'll be able to maybe manage and pay like the Willian wages. You know what I mean? Yeah. You've got El Nene.
Whoa! You still got him?
El Nene, mate. So think about it. El Nene comes back from his loan season. He comes back and trains with us. But I think he's probably going to go back out on loan. I'd like to just get rid of him. Socrates, he's saying he wants to stick around for another year. You know what I mean? So Guendouzi, he's definitely gone. I mean, listen, the guy's talented.
What happened with Guendouzi?
Right, Guendouzi quickly. I think it's just his attitude problem. And from the Brighton game, he didn't get sent off, but his attitude, and then he was going around saying to the Brighton players, "I earn more money than you," and all that rubbish. And then I remember a couple of times he left when they went away to Dubai or wherever it was when they did the warm weather training. Come back, he got I think he got omitted from a couple of games, so you could see there was things going on. Yeah. And you could see that Arteta gave him a chance, but what we know of him is that he has got a bit of an attitude problem. He's got a bit of an attitude problem, and I just think he's talented. I just don't think. I mean, we may cut off our noses by our face, and he probably end up going to a club and then really doing well. But I think what's on our side is that he's young. Yeah, that's it. And we could, if we are going to get, I think Valencia are interested in him at the moment.
Okay.
But it's whether they, and remember Unai Emery now is there, isn't it?
Yeah, and you didn't buy him for much, did you? You got him.
No, we didn't buy him. I think we paid something like 8 million.
8 million. Yeah.
So if we could sell him for about 40, Because I think in this climate, that's probably what to get. You know, we made a decent profit there, and then we ploughed that back into, you know, into the on-field stuff. You know what I mean? So there's him. You know, there's a numerous amount of players, Dave. I mean, I just can't remember. There's loads of them. So I think we've got something like 7 centre backs.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So
we need to get that's an overload.
Just get the right players in. You know, ideally in an ideal world, you know, well, the way things are going, it seems like our team's going to end up like a Brazilian team. Because if we get Willian, they're saying that we're in, not say advanced talks with that defender I spoke about. What's his name? Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. They were saying that we're the front runners for him. He's also Brazilian.
Wow.
You got Martinelli, who's injured. He's Brazilian.
Yeah.
Luiz is Brazilian.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, if things go the way we could have a team full of Brazilians. You know what I mean? Which is not a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're good. It's just whether they can put it in. But I think, I think they can do well. But I just think that it for us is that slow building process, and we're getting in the players. Not to say that we're going to get the players to win the league, but it's that, you know, if we keep Aubameyang, that's the key for us. And there's talk of him, and I spoke about this again in the transfer daily thing, that the Arsenal offered him 300,000 a week.
Wow.
Now, whether he's worth 300,000 pound a week, he's 31 years old, but I tell you what, he's a very fit 31, and you've got a lot of top strikers who are very good.
He scored, how many goals did he score?
22 this year.
No, in all competitions, how many did he score?
Well, he scored 22 in the Premier League.
In the Prem. Yeah, so let's say he scored over 30 goals.
Yeah.
In competition. And that got you Europa League football.
Yeah.
How much did you get for Europa League? How much?
I think it's between 35 million.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, how much is he going to be getting a year? Around 25 million, isn't he?
Yeah. Because he's currently on about 200,000 a week.
Yeah. So, all right, let's say he gets 30 million a year. Has already made that money back from qualifying Europa League football.
Not only that, his shirt sales. If he signs, David, mate, his shirt sales alone.
Yeah, there we go.
Money back in. And that's what it's about. I think people don't look at that. People don't look at that. They just say, you know, you're paying him that. But listen, Arsenal, they'll make the money on the shirt sales. They might not have anybody in the stadium.
Yeah.
It's like Eden Hazard, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, there, it's all about shirt sales. You know, when they bought David Beckham, it was about shirt sales.
Yeah.
Let's win the guy. He's a name. Aubameyang is a name. He's like one of the top 5 strikers in the world.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have got to do all they can to keep him.
Absolutely.
And who's scoring 22 goals a season, and he's doing this consistently, double figures, and the higher end of the double figures in terms of 18 plus.
And playing a very bad team.
Yeah. You've 100% got to keep him. And as you said, you guys make the money back instantly anyway.
Yeah.
His contribution to not only the squad, but financially, economically. So it makes more. And
I did put the question out to them and saying, look, do you think Aubameyang, and I'll ask the same question again, do you think Aubameyang is worth £300,000 a week? Would you pay him that based on what we've just spoken about? If so, please, guys, put it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. I think for Arsenal he is, but for other clubs probably not. He wouldn't, because he's valuable. Do you know what I mean? But for
he's not going to have a sell on. He's not going to have a sell on value.
Nah, definitely not. So definitely keep him.
Lacazette, what do you think about? Do you think we should keep Lacazette?
You're probably going to go into. I don't think he's good enough, but you probably go into it.
Anyway. Don't have to, because I can't see us. I don't think, personally speaking, I don't think we're even looking at strikers right now.
No, I don't think so. No.
You know what I mean? I just think that
Aubameyang banging in goals, 22 goals in the Prem.
But Dave, that's just Aubameyang. We need help.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So Lacazette, I think he's only contributed. He's gone into double figures, but I don't think he's more than 15 goals. Probably about 12, 13 goals. Right. And last season, he got player of the season for Arsenal. Yeah? So I think it's a confidence thing with him. Do you know what I mean? And when he got injured, that's it. And I remember when he first came to Arsenal, first game at the Arsenal on his debut, banger in the Emirates, fantastic. And I thought, we got our fox in the box. But what I'm finding with Lacazette is that he does the hard work for Arsenal. He'll run all day, but he gets tired and he comes too deep. So when we're making those runs down the wing and we're going to cross the ball, there's no one there.
Yeah.
He's so deep, do you know what I mean? So, you know, I was even having debates about whether he plays like in that number 10 role, you know what I mean? But saying all of that, I forgot to say we linked with Coutinho as well. Now, if we get him, Yeah. So do you know what I mean?
Wait, is that a loan or is that buying?
No, it'll have to
A
be
loan. Okay, yeah.
I mean, his wages is 240,000, and I think there's talk about us. Exactly. There's talk about us. Barcelona. I mean, they've given up on him, but they would be happy to pay half his wages, and we pay the other half. Take him on I think the loan deal would be something like 9 million a year.
Okay.
Take him on that, but I think if he does well, then we may have the option to buy him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And I think he will give us at least 10 to 15 goals. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just Aubameyang is the one. If it wasn't for Aubameyang, we'd be further down the table.
Yeah. Massively. 22 goals down. That's looking at relegation. Easily.
Yeah. So, okay, we're coming to the end now.
Right.
And I'm gonna ask the question. I probably know what the answer is.
Go on.
And I'm gonna not speak with my heart. I'm gonna speak with my head. So, in other words, if I speak with my head, I'm gonna be very much factual and see it as it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the question is, drum roll. Just need to remind you about something. Sorry about that, Dave. I just tried to drink the Arsenal Cup.
That's fine.
The Emirates FA Cup.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Now, Dave, I know what the answer is going to be, and I'm going to ask the question to everybody else. With what we've spoken about in terms of the players that we're looking to get in, Arsenal that looking to get in, and the players that Chelsea have got in and are looking to get in, and the defence, who's going to finish the higher? What position do you think we're going to finish in? I'm going to ask this question to Dave first. So, Dave, with the coming season, up and coming season coming, you're going to be playing a qualifying round for Champions League because you finished fourth.
Yeah.
You've got, just naming the facts, you've got Pulisic out, as per the big long tongue guy, can't say his name, he's out.
That's for the question, yeah.
We don't know what's happening with N'Golo Kante. You know what I mean? Games coming thick and fast, starting the season early. With the players that you've got in, and your defence is a little bit ropey. If you don't get in the defenders and you get in the attacking players, where do you think you will finish? And do you think you will challenge for the league? That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
You Chelsea people are a little bit slow, so.
I would say third.
Okay, third.
Yeah. Obviously, it's going to be out of City and Liverpool.
Yep.
So that I mean, they're miles ahead of everybody else. But I believe that we'll have a bit more consistency next season. Lampard is very good at correcting himself and learning from his mistakes. And I think this season is a huge learning curve for him. He is a born winner. I mean, Frank Lampard won every
we know that
major trophy that he could have ever won. So there we go. So that just shows, his caliber.
So who takes the fourth place?
Fourth, that's going to be tough. I think it's going to be much tighter for top four than it was this year. Do you know why? Because I even feel that Tottenham will be a little bit more consistent. I don't feel that they would probably win as many games, but I think they would not lose as many games as they did. So they might get a few more draws in there, whereas they were obviously leaking in some goals. Yeah. I think that's, end of the day, Mourinho is not who he used to be, but, they're still a good squad and he's still a good manager. I think United are going to strengthen as well. So I think it's going to be very difficult at the top. And you guys talk about strengthening.
Come on, Dave, please. Listen, it don't matter what you say. I will invite you on again.
I'm going to be honest. I think it would be United.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because their counter-attacking football is very dangerous. And against
if they get Sancho.
Yeah, and they get Sancho, yeah. So I think it will be United fourth. So that's my prediction.
Okay, let me give you mine. And I'm going to go with Man City winning the league, Liverpool second. And I would have to agree with you, Chelsea third. Not often I do agree with you on Chelsea things, but I would have to agree with you there. And I'm going to talk with my heart, and then I will talk with my head. My heart says that there could be a surprise. and we could probably get that 4th place. That's my heart. But my head says we will probably finish again outside the top 4, but we will definitely finish much higher up the table. And I think it'd be anywhere between 5th and 6th.
Okay.
Yeah. My heart with that surprise hitting that 4th place, then, you know, because I just think what Arteta's doing with the team. And when I look back on the last 3 or 4 games and the top 6 teams that he's played, we've looked very good against you guys. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think if he has the time to gel these guys and get in the players that he needs, then I would say there's an outside chance of us getting top 4. But my head is saying more 5th or 6th. So, guys, let me know. Put it in the comments. You've heard what we've just spoken about. Where do you think? Do you think Chelsea will finish above Arsenal? And what position do you think they will finish? And what position would you think Arsenal is going to finish? And do you think Arteta is the man to take Arsenal forward? And do you see us winning the league in the next 5 years? If so, please put it in the comments. And, you know, just love to hear from you guys. Listen, Dave, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure, man. And you know, we must do this again. Sure. What I'm hoping to do, and I was talking with my boy, and he was saying, you know what, you should do a watch along, like when the new season comes, we'll do a watch along, yeah. And so we have the thing do, and I'll probably do a little watch, especially when we come to the Chelsea games.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a watch along and see our reactions and see how we're doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to do that when the season starts. So look out for that, and I'll probably definitely be looking to invite you back on to do that. Listen, I'd like to really thank you for coming on, sharing. And just to say...
Okay, listen. The squeezers came around the corner, innit? It's fine, innit? I mean, you can have this. Like, we've beaten you so many times, that's fine. Like, yeah, you have this. I can give it to you. It's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's good.
But Dave, no, for real. Thanks very much, though, for coming on. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Yeah.
And I just thank everybody when you do watch this video. Please, I want you to like, subscribe, share. Please put it on your social medias. Push it around as much. Dave, push it on your Twitter. And and it's been an eventful one. But listen, thanks very much for coming on, and we'll speak soon. Take care.
Cheers, Normski.
Take care, mate. Take care of yourself, mate. Bye. All right, later.